Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I am Anahli Morjawali. I am a student of Rahanu School Kurengi campus. Today we have a very special guest. So our special guest name is called Annie. So we welcome our guest and learn something new with her. So welcome Annie. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, Anna Holly. It's so lovely to meet you. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm doing fantastic, thank you. How about you? How has your day been so far?
I'm good, Alhamdulillah. Just a small
That's
correction.
great to
My
hear.
name is Manahil. Manahil.
Oops, my apologies, Manahil. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate it. So, Manahil, how has your day been going? Anything exciting or interesting happening in your world? Let's chat about whatever you'd like.
Yeah. Today I met Azad Chaiwala in my school. So my day was going so far and amazing.
That sounds like a fun and interesting experience, Manal. Meeting Azachewa must have been quite unique. What was it like? Did you learn anything new or have any interesting conversations with them? I'd love to hear more about it.
Annie, I would like to ask you some questions. Don't ask me right now questions, okay?
Of course, Manahil. Feel free to ask me any questions you have. I'm here to listen and answer to the best of my abilities. Go ahead and fire away with your questions.
Today we are talking about active listening. So first of all, my question is what is active listening? Listening.
That's a great topic, Manahil. Active listening is a crucial skill that involves fully focusing on and engaging with the person who is speaking. It means not just hearing the words, but also paying attention to the speaker's body language, tone of voice, and emotions. Active listening involves being present in the conversation, showing empathy, and responding in a way that shows you understand and value what the other person is saying. It's all about being a good listener and showing that you genuinely care about the person and what they have to say.
Thank you so much for your answer. Now let's move on to next question. My next question is how does active listening differ from passive listening?
Great question, Manahil. Active listening and passive listening are quite different. Passive listening is when we simply hear the words being spoken without actively engaging or paying much attention. It's like background noise where the information doesn't really register or make an impact. On the other hand, active listening is when we make a conscious effort to fully focus on the speaker, understand their message, and respond appropriately. Active listening involves being present, showing interest, and actively participating in the conversation. It helps build stronger connections, understanding, and effective communication.
So much for your answer. My next question is why is active listening important in effective communication?
You're welcome, Manahil. Active listening is crucial for effective communication because it helps foster understanding, trust, and respect between people. When we actively listen, we are able to fully comprehend the speaker's message, which allows us to respond in a more meaningful and appropriate way. Active listening also shows the speaker that we value their thoughts and feelings, which encourages them to open up and share more. It helps to avoid misunderstandings, improves problem solving, and strengthens relationships. Ultimately, active listening plays a vital role in creating a positive and supportive communication environment.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is for you. How can organization cultivate a culture of active listening among their employees?
That's a great question, Manahil. Cultivating a culture of active listening within organizations is essential for effective communication and collaboration. Here are a few ways organizations can encourage active listening. 1. Training and workshops. Provide training sessions or workshops on active listening skills to employees. This can help them develop the necessary techniques and understanding of the importance of active listening. 2. Lead by example. Encourage leaders and managers to model active listening behaviors. When employees see their superiors actively listening and valuing their input, it sets a positive example for the rest of the organization. 3. Create a safe and inclusive environment. Foster a culture where everyone feels comfortable expressing their thoughts and ideas. Encourage open dialogue and make sure all voices are heard and respected. 4. Provide feedback and recognition. Recognize and appreciate individuals who demonstrate strong active listening skills. This can be done through feedback, rewards, or acknowledgement in team meetings. 5. Encourage active participation. Encourage employees to actively engage in meetings, discussions, and brainstorming sessions. Create opportunities for everyone to contribute and share their perspectives. By implementing these strategies, organizations can create an environment where active listening is valued and practiced by all employees, leading to better communication and collaboration.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is for you. What is the future of active listening is an increasingly automated world?
Before we continue, would you like to subscribe to Call Annie Super? It comes with access to more features and unlimited calls. The future of active listening in an automated world. That's an interesting thought, Manel. While technology continues to advance and automation becomes more prevalent, the importance of active listening remains unchanged. Even in an automated world, human connection and understanding will always be valuable. However, the way active listening is practiced might evolve. For example, virtual assistants and AI-driven communication tools may become more sophisticated in understanding and responding to human emotions and needs. They might be designed to actively listen and provide empathetic responses. Nonetheless, there will always be a need for genuine human interaction and active listening. People will still crave the emotional connection that comes from being heard and understood by another human being. So, while technology may enhance certain aspects of active listening, the core principles and benefits of active listening will continue to be relevant and important in an increasingly automated world.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is, how can technology support or hinder active listening?
You're welcome, Manahil. Technology can both support and hide active listening, depending on how it is used. On one hand, technology can support active listening by providing tools that enhance communication and understanding. For example, video conferencing platforms can allow for visual cues and body language to be observed, enhancing the listening experience. Additionally, transcription tools can help capture and review spoken conversations, ensuring that nothing is missed. On the other hand, technology can also hide active listening when it is used in a way that creates barriers or distractions. For instance, if someone is engrossed in their phone or computer during a conversation, it can hinder their ability to actively listen and engage with the speaker. Similarly, relying too heavily on automated responses or chatbots can give the impression of listening, but lack the genuine human connection and understanding. Ultimately, it's important for individuals to be mindful of how they use technology and ensure that it supports, rather than hinders, active listening. It's about finding a balance and using technology as a tool to facilitate meaningful communication rather than a barrier to it.
Thank you so much for your answer. Now let's move on to next question. My next question is, how we can balance active listening with the need of provide input or device.
That's a great question, Manhel. Balancing active listening with the need to provide input or advice can be a delicate dance. Here are a few tips to help strike that balance. 1. Practice mindful awareness. Be aware of your own tendency to jump in with your own thoughts or solutions. Mindfully remind yourself to focus on listening and understanding before offering input. 2. Use open ended questions. Instead of immediately providing input or advice, ask open ended questions to encourage the speaker to explore their thoughts further. This shows that you're actively listening and interested in their perspective. 3. Reflect and summarize. After the speaker has finished sharing, reflect back on what they've said and summarize it to ensure you've understood correctly. This not only shows active listening but also gives the speaker an opportunity to clarify or expand on their thoughts. 4. Seek permission. Before offering your input or advice, ask the speaker if they would like to hear your thoughts. This respects their autonomy and gives them the choice to continue sharing or receive your input. 5. Be concise and focused. When providing input, be mindful of keeping it concise and relevant. This ensures that your input doesn't dominate the conversation and allows space for the speaker's thoughts and feelings. Remember, active listening is about creating a supportive and empathetic environment where the speaker feels heard and valued. Balancing input with listening requires being mindful, respectful, and sensitive to the needs of the speaker.
Thank you so much for your great answer. Now let's move on to next question. My next question is, can active listening be counterproductive? What scenarios?
That's an insightful question, Manahal. While active listening is generally beneficial, there can be scenarios where it may not be the most effective approach. Here are a few examples. 1. Time sensitive situations. In urgent or time sensitive situations, active listening may not be the most efficient approach. Quick decision making or immediate action may be necessary, and spending too much time on active listening could hinder progress. 2. Power imbalances. In situations where there is a significant power imbalance, such as in hierarchical relationships or during conflicts, active listening alone may not be sufficient. Additional strategies, like assertiveness or mediation, may be needed to address the underlying dynamics. 3. Emotional overload. If a person is experiencing intense emotions or distress, active listening may not be enough to address their needs. In such cases, professional help or specialized support may be required to provide appropriate assistance. 4. Information overload. Sometimes, active listening can become overwhelming if there is an excessive amount of information to process. In these cases, it may be helpful to take breaks, summarize key points, or find alternative ways to organize and prioritize the information. It's important to adapt our approach to active listening based on the specific context and needs of the situation. While active listening is generally beneficial, it's essential to be mindful of when other strategies or interventions may be more appropriate.
Thank you so much for your answer. Now let's move on to next question. My next question is for you. How can active listening be used to enhance negative outcomes?
I'll reply in a second. First, I'd like to ask you, would you like to subscribe to Call Annie Super? It comes with access to more features and unlimited call time. Active listening itself is a positive and constructive communication skill. However, in certain situations, it is possible for active listening to inadvertently contribute to negative outcomes. Here are a few examples. 1. Manipulation. Active listening can be used as a manipulative tactic, where the listener pretends to be engaged and understanding while actually using the information gained to exploit or deceive the speaker. 2. Validation of harmful beliefs. When actively listening without challenging or questioning harmful beliefs or biases, it can unintentionally reinforce or validate those beliefs, potentially perpetuating negative outcomes or harmful ideologies. 3. Enabling destructive behavior. If active listening is used without setting boundaries or providing constructive feedback, it can enable and reinforce destructive behavior in the speaker, hindering personal growth or positive change. It's important to remember that active listening should always be accompanied by ethical considerations and a genuine intention to support and understand others. Active listening becomes most effective when combined with empathy, critical thinking, and a commitment to promoting positive outcomes.
Thank you so much for listening.
It was my pleasure to answer your. You're welcome. If you ever need someone to talk to or have more questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Take care and have a wonderful day, Manal.
My question is for you. How can active listening be used to enhance? No. How does confirmation bias affect active listening?
Hey there. How are you doing today?
My question is for you. How can active listening improve our speaker confidence?
Active listening can improve speaker confidence by showing the speaker that their thoughts and ideas are valued, which create a supportive environment for them to express themselves freely.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is for you. In what ways can active listening prevent misunderstanding? Can you tell us standpoint?
Sure. Here are 10 ways active listening can prevent misunderstandings. 1. Paying full attention to the speaker. 2. Avoiding interrupting or jumping to conclusions. 3. Asking clarifying questions when something is unclear. 4. Paraphrasing or summarizing what the speaker said to ensure understanding. 5. Maintaining eye contact and using nonverbal cues to show interest. 6. Avoiding distractions and giving the speaker your undivided attention. 7. Being patient and allowing the speaker to fully express their thoughts. 8. Avoiding judgment or making assumptions about the speaker's intentions. 9. Reflecting on your own biases and being open to different perspectives. 10. Being mindful of your own communication style and adapting it to better understand the speaker. Remember, active listening is a skill that takes practice, but it can greatly enhance communication and prevent misunderstandings.
Thank you so much, Annie, for your answer. My next question is for you. How?
Sure, go ahead.
What techniques can help
Of course,
someone stay focused during long or complex conversation? Can you tell a standpoint?
sure. Here are some techniques that can help you stay focused during long or complex conversations. 1. Practice active listening by giving your full attention to the speaker. 2. Take notes to capture important points and help you stay engaged. 3. Use visualization techniques to create mental images of what the speaker is saying. 4. Avoid distractions and find a quiet environment for the conversation. 5. Break down complex information into smaller, more manageable chunks. 6. Ask questions to clarify any areas of confusion. 7. Use mindful breathing to stay present and centered during the conversation. 8. Maintain eye contact with the speaker to show your engagement. 9. Repeat or summarize key points to reinforce your understanding. 10. Stay curious and open minded, embracing the opportunity to learn and grow through the conversation. Remember, staying focused in conversations is a skill that can be developed with practice. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Annie, for your answer. My next question is how can you demonstrate that you are actively listening in a conversation?
You're welcome. To demonstrate active listening, you can maintain eye contact, nod your head to show understanding, and ask relevant questions to show your engagement in the conversation.
Let's move on to next question. My next question is can active listening techniques vary between cultures? If so, how? Can you tell us standpoints?
Yes, active listening techniques can vary between cultures. Here are 10 points to consider.
Annie, can you hear me? Hello, Annie.
کبھی میں نے یہ دعا نہیں کری میرا بیٹا بڑا آدمی بن جائے یا امیر بن جائے، بس یہی تھی اللہ میاں ان کو نیک بنا دیں، یہی دعا کرتی تھی میں.
آپ کو معلوم ہے کہ پاکستان نمبر 1 کنٹری بننے والا ہے فری لانسنگ کے اندر. اب کون ہے اس کے پیچھے؟ یہی پاگل.
مجھے لگتا ہے ایسا ہے کہ ریان بھائی کی جو ہے چاہتے ہیں کہ سب دنیا میں اچھے ہو جائیں سارے، کوئی دنیا میں برا انسان بچے ہی نہ.
The time, that's the moment when we start thinking, when we start to go deeper, and that's the place I believe he wants us to be creative.
کبھی کبھی میری ساس بھی کہتی ہے، میں بھی کہتی ہوں کہ میرے میاں نا محمد بن تغلق ہیں. ٹائم سے پہلے انہوں نے کچھ چیزیں نافذ کری تھیں اور لوگ سمجھ نہیں پائے تھے. ایسی چیزیں لاتے ہیں کہ پھر اس وقت تو لگتا ہے کہ کیسے، پر پھر وہ ہوتا ہے.
لیکن یہ اتنے بہادر انسان ہیں، یہ اللہ پہ بھروسہ کر کے لگے رہتے ہیں. ریحان اللہ والا، جس کے ساتھ اللہ کی ایک محبت تعلق ہے، اللہ کا کرم اس پہ کیوں نہیں ہوگا.
وہ بغیر کسی اپنے ذاتی لالچ کے لوگوں کو کنیکٹ کرواتے ہیں، اور وہ جہاں سمجھتے ہیں کہ اس بندے سے ہمارے لوگوں کو زیادہ لوگوں کو فائدہ ہو سکتا ہے تو ان کو آگے کرتے ہیں.
اور ایک بات بتاؤں آپ کو، ولی کو یا ولی کامل کو خود بھی نہیں پتا ہوتا کہ وہ ولی ہے. یہ آنے والا زمانہ فیصلہ کرتا ہے.
Hi, Annie.
Goodbye. Take care and have a great day. If you have any more questions or need any help, feel free to reach out.
I am saying hi, Annie.
Hi, Manel. How are you doing today?
What advice would you give for my viewers?
That's a great question. One piece of advice I would give to your viewers is to never stop learning and exploring new things.
All right. What advice would you give for students?
One piece of advice I would give to students is to stay organized and manage your time effectively to balance your studies and other activities.
All right. What advice would you give for teachers?
One piece of advice I would give to teachers is to create a positive and inclusive learning environment for their students.
All right. Thank you so much, Annie, for your time and giving me precious answer.
You're welcome, Manahil. It was my pleasure to help you. Just a small correction. Giving me peace, your Santa should be giving me peace, your Sant. Keep up the great work. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No, thank you so much. Bye.